Hey everyone, let's see how we can make a Telegram bot using JavaScript and Node.js to generate quotes from your favorite TV show. So this is what I've created. Let's click start, and the bot immediately responds asking for a quote from any of your favorite characters. Let's say we want from Barney Stinson. Then we get, when I'm sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead. True story. And let's say we can click next. We get more quotes from Barney. If we click change character, we can get from Lily, and we can also get random quotes from any of the characters. So by clicking random quote, we get from Ted, we get from Robin, and so on, right? So let's see how we can make this now. So first, let's create a folder for our project. Let's say quote bot. And let's open up the folder in our VS Code. Let's start with npm init y. This will create a package JSON folder, a file, and we just need two packages for making this happen. So let's install those two. One is our .env and the other one is Telegraf. So yeah, Telegraf is this JS package that helps us easily create a Telegram bot. And here's the documentation for it. I'll leave the link in the description below. Yeah, once we have installed it, yep, it's installed. Now let's create a folder to keep our project files, and let's add a index.js. Let's start by initiating our bot. So we can do that by requiring our .env and importing our Telegraf. In order to launch the bot, we'll need a token. This we can generate from botfather. Let's go to botfather. Yeah, and if you notice, there's a start button here, right? So when you click that, it gives a default response, and we click new bot. Let's call it TV quotes. Let's say TV quotes underscore bot. It always has to end with underscore bot. It's already taken. Let's try TV quotes How Met Your Mother bot. Yep, we got it. Now here's the token. Just copy that. Go to the root directory of our projects. Add a .env file. Bot underscore token and paste the token. So this name must match with the name we're using here. And so same way botfather replied to us with a click of start button. Let's set it up for our bot as well. So we can do something like bot.send telegram.send message. Let's say hello world, and let's do bot.launch. Now we can run node of our index file, and let's try chatting with our new bot. Yep, when we click start, it should reply hello world. Cool, that works. Now we can configure it to work as our quotes bot. Let's see how we can do that next. To get the quotes, I tried looking on the internet for some API, but thought it'll be much easier to just get the quotes from ChatGPT. So I just ran this prompt and got a file like this with all the quotes for each of the characters. Right, so I'll just yeah, we can copy and paste that in a data.common.js file, DJS, right? And I already generated for all the different characters, and we include module.quotes equals quotes, so we can use this in our index.js file. So let's import that as constant quotes equals require, instead of JSON we do data.cjs. Yep. Now we can use these quotes. Let's also define our characters into an array or something like this. And let's also do a character, let's say context. So this will help us remember which character the user is generating the codes for. Cool. Now that we have all the basic stuff set up, we can send this kind of a message with the buttons to the user. The way we do that is we simply add an object here, reply markup, inline keyboard, and the way we do this keyboard is something like this, right? Now let's repeat the same for all the other characters. Yep. Now let's see what happens when we run our node. Yep, we get the keyboards. Now, when you click a particular name, it just shows loading and does not really send that as a message, right? So the reason this is happening is when we click this button, it's a callback request being placed with the data of the button that we are clicking. Now we'll need to handle that callback query data and respond accordingly. Now let's see how we can do that. So for that we can use bot.on callback query, and just for the test purpose, what we can do is bot.telegram send message and ctx.chat id, and let's say user selected the data. So now if you click Ted Mosby, Robin, so we can see the buttons that we are clicking. That's pretty neat. Now let's write a function that will handle the codes for different characters. And we also need to think about how we are going to handle the random and basically a random code, and also changing characters, right, after the context has been set. So what we can do is, since all of these buttons will trigger a callback query, so we'll need to write all of that inside this particular bot call. So we can use if-else statements. So if it is characters, then we can give a character code, and if it is next, then we can give next code from the same character, and if it's a random, then we can randomly pick a character and give a code from them. So let's see how we can do that. So for ease of use, let's do data as the callback query data, and let's say if it is a character from our character array, if this array includes the data, then basically we are setting the context, and we are filtering codes. So code.filter this particular line will give, let's say, Ted Mosby, then it will give the entire list of Ted's codes into this constant, and then we can randomly pick a code from those filtered codes and send it to the user. And I'm using data over here, so we can also show whose code it is, right? And we are passing two keyboard items, next code and change character. Let's see what this looks like. Yep, so Bani and the random code is generated, right? And if I click Robin, then similarly, now we need to handle next code. Let's see how we can do that. Yep, if it is next code, then basically since we have stored the context, so we'll get from the same person. Let's see if this is working. Now we selected Robin. Let's click next. It will give another from Robin, and again, right? So this is working. Now we can handle the change character. So we can change the character context. We can do that by, yeah. So if you're getting a change character in our callback query, so sure, user, let's select a character, and we give the list of characters, and we also give the random button, right? So let's see if this works. Bunny suit up, and let's say change character. Yep, we get the list again. So now let's see, we choose TED, the next quote. So now we keep getting quotes from TED. Now let's handle random. Yep. So for this, first we can pick a random character from our characters array. Since there are 5 of them, 0 through 4 gives us 5. And once we select the random character, we can filter the quotes and the rest of the process remains the same. So let's see if this works. Change character, random. Yep, so we got from Ted, let's click random again. We get from Lily, skip random again, from Robin, and so on, right? And if you want from a particular character, we can go back to change, select Barney, and we keep getting Barney's quotes. Yep, and let's say you want to handle a default message if the user sends some random characters, bot does not reply, right? So let's say you want to give the welcome message back. So we can do that by, at the end of the code, we can do bot dot on, let's say, any text. Then what we can do is just send the welcome message. There you go. Yeah, that was a very quick and easy way to handle Telegram bot using Node.js and JavaScript. I see a lot of tutorials on Python, but I'm more familiar with JS, so I just wanted to make a quick tutorial on how to do this. So right now this is running from my local machine on my laptop. If you want to put this in a server so that the bot will keep working even if your laptop is off, right? Yeah, I can create a tutorial for that. Let me know in the comment section below if you'd like to see how to do that. Right, take care.